Okay, yeah. Listen. I know y'all probably can hear me. We're gonna go live. London, Jay, and myself. We're gonna go live and talk about this because I find it very interesting. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and listen to the music. All right.
I got me a milli, I did it legit. I'm still with the shits, I'm a hot nigga.
It was all a dream. Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no loving, that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in, I'm fed up with so many things. I gotta just let it all out, I'm talking about the shit they've been talking about. Telling me I should do this, telling me I should do that. Telling me things about rap. Talking the truth and that stabbing my back, they will knock me off track, no. Too many things have been building, been hard to deal with, I just been drinking. Remember my moves in the past, I'm wondering what was I thinking. Lately I'm living in fear, wondering what if the end is so near. All of this shit going on, the shootings are strong. One shot to the head and I'm gone. I'm losing control, but I can't let it go, cause I'm trying to get more. And I've been in the moment, I've been in the zone, and I'm moving alone. I don't pick up the phone, my family call, I've been doing it wrong, and I don't know what's happening. Trying to get what I just been imagining. Getting close and I just been examining all of the fake shit the game has been packaging. I've been keeping it real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They be quiet all alone, they gon' notice when I'm gone. I come from a town where most of the people are so close-minded. They going to school and they working a job, but they don't even like it. I won't be put in a box, nobody telling me what I should rock. Nobody telling me what I should drop, cause I do what I want and just know I don't stop. Recording to performing, they story, I'm pouring my soul into every story. I'm writing, producing, I'm mixing, I'm building my craft and I'm not looking back. I've been going doing things I wanna do when I want to. Everybody wanna get away, but they not do. Everybody wanna copy you, but they not you. Everybody wanna be cool, but they not new. Whoa, look how I go. Don't be a dentist, I still got the flow. Never gonna lose cause I'm still doing both. Never gonna lose cause I've been on the road. Come to your state and I'm killing the show. Know that I'm young and I still gotta grow. Know that I'm working the most, know I'm never gonna choke. And I'm looking back down on the people below.
I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They be quiet all along, they gon' know when I'm gone. I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel.
Okay, listen. Let me go ahead and get straight to the point. We gotta go.
Go.
We gotta
Come
go
on.
get this whole. So,
I'm coming. I'm coming to Mario. I'm letting my dog. I'm
so,
letting you say that.
so here's the
No,
thing.
go ahead. You can start talking.
Yeah, I am. So, not that anybody's mad, but we have such a huge debate about. Did Jay just
Oh no,
jump
I'm
off?
far from that. I don't know if he's on that.
We
Go,
have a
PB. Go.
debate. We have a debate over a dress and a kilt. And this is the thing.
Go P. Go PP.
This is the thing. If people really would just look at this, okay, this, this, all right, okay, here we go. Let's talk about this. Let me go ahead and put the picture up and let's discuss this. I think it's better. There we go. Here is the picture. You have Billy Porter, who is in, just looking at it, a ruffled schoolgirl dress with pearls. You have ASAP Rocky, who is in a Scottish or a what we know as a kilt with a little necklace on too. Now, the problem is I found this on Twitter. Lyric London had made a post and I decided to share it. Give him the credit and share it. I think it's interesting because people look at it for as if people are pushing an agenda. And I think when it comes down to it, society is doing a whole lot, especially artists. But before I get into hold on. Before I get into it, hey, what's up, Kyrie?
Hey,
Before before I get into it, I just want y'all to make y'all takes and make it plain. Kyrie, what's your thoughts? London, what's your thoughts? Jay, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? Go ahead.
wait,
Well,
wait,
I'm
let well
gonna
let
say I'm
Jay.
gonna go. Let me. Well, I was gonna go first because I'm finna have to get off. So my thought process is, I
Oh,
mean,
you got to get.
if you, I mean, cause I'm gonna have to come back because I gotta do something because I'm home. That's why. So I can't. If y'all gonna talk and I come back
Go,
when
go
y'all
for it. Go for it, London.
So my thought process is this. I get the whole somebody trying to push an agenda. To me, niggas been wearing dresses since the motherfucking 30s. Like this is not new for a man to put on a dress.
Hmm?
And if it is a Scottish tradition for men to wear a kilt, but in the definition of kilt, it says it's a Scottish dress. Dress and dress is the same thing. So I don't really
Okay,
see nothing
to a
wrong with
to a
You know,
uneducated person, absolutely, he has on a dress. To a dumb ignorant, that is an ignorant comment to
I
make.
mean, you
To
know,
an
and I may
ignorant
be
person,
dumb and I may
that's a
be
dress.
ignorant, but it's still to me, it's still a dress.
Okay,
If it's cultural or
yeah.
not, in the definition of it, it says dress.
But it once again, if you're gonna pick a word out of something and just say, oh, it's a dress, you're gonna be then that's gonna be disrespectful and be ignorant all you want. I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's ignorant. That's really
I mean,
ignorant.
if you
And
want to
I'm being
call me
real. That's
saying that
ignorant.
a kilt is a Scottish dress,
So
then
so
that's what it
so
is. It's
so
a
so
Scottish
if
dress.
somebody goes to you and says that your dashiki is a loincloth or a nigger loincloth,
Yeah.
don't get mad.
Well,
Or
first
don't
of
Hey,
all,
hit them
I
in
don't
their
wear
shit.
dashiki. First of all, I don't wear dashiki. I don't wear dashiki. So I'm not gonna get
No,
offended
no,
about
no,
that.
no, no.
Because
It
I don't
don't
wear
matter about what you
dashiki.
wear. It don't matter what you wear. If a white person comes up to you and says, "Oh, you have on a pretty," or better yet, you have on a pretty um uh um um
hey, Darius.
bed sheet or something stupid like that, do not get offended.
Okay.
Don't get offended because
I
literally
mean, I'm
you're
not gonna get
the
offended
British.
because I'm not
This
gonna
is
wear that.
once again, this is a this is somebody's culture versus somebody just going in their mama's closet and putting on a dress. There's a
What can
difference,
I ask
a
you? What can
total
I ask you a question?
difference.
Is Lil Uzi Scottish? Yes or no?
No, he ain't Scottish, but there's still a difference. Are you
Oh,
white but you wear a
he's not
suit? Do
Scottish.
you
So
wear a
then
suit?
why would
Have you worn a
no? I
suit
wear
before, bruh? Have you
I
worn
don't
a
wear.
suit?
I've had on a couple of suits, but I well, you know
But
the
you
reason why
own a
we wear
suit,
suits.
do you
If you
not?
want to get cultural,
Why do you wear a suit? Why do you wear a suit?
do I own a suit right now? No, I don't wear. I wear a
Okay,
suit for any club to go to church
have
or
you
to
had a suit
somebody's
on?
funeral. Other than that, I
My
don't have
question
a suit.
exactly. But why are you wearing a
Have
suit?
I had a suit on
People
this
didn't wear
year?
a suit. Black people didn't wear a suit. We didn't we black people did not wear a suit until when? Until they what?
Until we came
Black
over.
people didn't start really wearing suits until until we came the fuck over here. But the reason why we started wearing suits is to compete
Exactly. So it's
to where
so
we.
technically
So
this is not
I
so
don't
technically
understand.
you wearing a suit is not your culture.
Well, first of all,
So
I wasn't
don't
born
give
in
me that
Africa, so I'm not
bullshit.
finna wear
That's
dresses that I wasn't
bullshit.
born a part of.
But that's bullshit.
How
But
is it
regardless of what
bullshit?
I'm saying, that's a bullshit ass answer and that's a bullshit excuse. One is
Well,
somebody's
it may be
actual.
bullshit to you, but at the same time, if you want to be cultural
One
about
is
the
a cultural
situation, then
outfit.
Lil Uzi
One
should
is a
be
dress. One is a
okay.
dress. One is
One is a
somebody's
cultural outfit
cultural
and one is a
Scott
dress. But this is
in
my
the
thing.
in the
If you
definition
want to be
in the
cultural about the
definition.
situation,
Hold
then
on.
Lil Uzi shouldn't even be wearing Scottish clothing at all.
Wait a minute.
But
Hold on.
you
Hold on.
If you
shouldn't be
want to be
wearing. But
cultural
you
about the
shouldn't be
situation,
wearing. We
Wait
shouldn't
a
be
minute,
wearing
sir.
half the shit we do wear. It's not
Wait
made
a
for
minute.
black people, but we've worn it. So don't give me
Wait a
that
right.
shit. Don't
You
tell me.
wait
you're
a
Don't
right.
give me
You are
that shit.
absolutely right. So you just answered your own question.
okay.
I
Wait
guess
a minute.
okay. I'm
Cop
just
out,
making you
bro.
think. Like, if Lil Uzi's not Scottish, then why the fuck would he? What are you talking about?
Bro,
Okay, let me.
It's the
bro,
dress.
like I
Regardless if it's
said,
Scottish, British,
like
it doesn't matter.
no, it's
Hey,
not. One is a cultural. One is somebody's culture versus one is my mama's dress. Stop.
But if somebody is not part of the culture,
London, Jay, I had to meet y'all real quick because y'all not gonna let me get into it otherwise. Here's for everybody who's just coming on. Everybody wants to understand what is the debate about. If you look at your screens, this is the debate. Billy Porter and ASAP Rocky. Some people feel that it's a agenda that's being pushed, and others feel that this is their expression. This is who they are and what they do. Now, this debate, Thais, please come on, so we can all talk about it if you have time, Thais. But other than that, this is the topic of discussion: ASAP Rocky and Billy Porter. So now, I think, all right, now go ahead, let's go.
Okay.
Once again, it is a difference between education versus me being stupid. And I'm gonna sit here and give you an educated answer, and I'm not gonna just give you a off the cuff stupid ass remark. If I'm gonna give you education, I'm gonna give you an answer that's an educated answer. An educated answer is this is someone's tradition and this is someone's culture. It's a part of their culture and it's their traditions. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that yes, if I own a fucking kilt.
So what?
uh, this, this,
And yes, both of them can be fashions, but one is a fashion for what? A woman. One is not.
put him in the
You're
dress
not
for
gonna piss
what?
in my face, but once again, you're gonna sit in my face and you're gonna piss in my face and tell me it's rain. Oh, because the definition has dress. I mean, has dress in it. Because the definition has dress in it. Come on now, let's be educated men. Let's
Okay.
not
Well,
use a
here's my
fucking
question.
definition of one word in a definition and sit here and pick and harp. That's bogus. That's stupid.
Well, what is the problem with the pictures? I don't get the problem with the pictures. That's why I'm confused.
There's not.
What's the problem with the
Once
pictures?
again, I have no problem with the pictures. Nothing is wrong with the pictures. I just feel like they're trying to compare apples to oranges.
Okay, so this
One is
but
apples to. Now,
so
if
I'm
he
just
had
guessing.
on, if
I'm guessing the black community got a problem with ASAP Rocky's outfit and Billy Porter's, right?
No, it's
Yes.
Billy
Oh, well, who
Porter
got a
having
problem?
on a
if you
dress.
read
He always
no,
wear
actually,
dresses.
the British. If you read the post,
That
it's actually the
Uh,
British having a problem with how people are wearing their culture. And I gotta read it again because I just read it in a different light. But it's a culture. If you read the actual post, it's an
so
actual cultural post.
oh, well, I
can you
mean,
Okay,
just
everybody
well,
do
well
like
first of
people.
all, let me read the
People
post
wear.
myself
I'll read
because
it.
if you just said that they have an issue with everybody wearing their culture, I just said why would Lil Uzi have on a kilt and he's not from Scotland or the British area?
If he decides to put a fucking kilt on, he put a kilt on. It's a man's dress, so he can put a fucking kilt on. That's what the fuck it is.
Thank
A
you for saying the
man's
word
dress.
dress. Thank you for saying the word dress.
But there's
I'm
a
glad you
difference
said it.
between
Uh,
but you're gonna sit here, but okay, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and have an uneducated conversation
I'm
if you're
not
not
having
gonna
no
be educated
uneducated
about it.
conversation with you. I'm
Well,
basically stating what you
That's
just
being
said.
stupid, bro.
It's
That's
a
being
man's
stupid.
dress.
That's being stupid.
No,
Okay.
it's
Well, you
not.
know what?
Your
When you
dress
put on your
is
African
dress.
wear, you have on your
It's a
nigger
woman
wear.
or a man.
You have on your
okay.
so if you put on your
I have a
African
problem
if you
with
put on your
wearing nigga
African
stuff.
wear, you have on a nigger loincloth. You have on a nigger loincloth. So let's not
Guess
be
what? I don't
disrespectful.
have no
Because if you go up to
African in my closet.
so guess what? Guess what? If you go up to someone who's Scottish and says, "Oh, I like your dress," then go cuss your bitch ass out, and they might hit you in your shit.
Well, I'm sorry. A dress and a skirt is basically the same thing.
No,
One longer,
but
one
you're not.
shorter.
But one is being the way you're saying it. One is being disrespectful versus the not. They might
It's
hit
a
you
kilt.
with shit.
Okay, no,
But it's a kilt. I
Okay.
mean,
But it's a
ASAP Rocky
kilt.
no
wore
problem.
kilt.
Wait.
I can't hear
No
nothing. Can
problem.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
you,
I hear you.
Chase. I hear you.
I can't hear y'all, but y'all sound low. Y'all sound low.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's not the same like normally. I don't know, but
Okay.
go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Davion? So listen. So, let me just get it like this. So let me go read this post so that everybody has an idea of what's going on. Let me put it up for y'all first. Hold on. All right, let me read it. A visual representation how they take our culture and make it cool for everyone except us. A gay man and a straight man using the same aesthetics, labeled differently. The prettiest man alive versus this is what HIV plus looks like. The narrative is by Lyric London. Now, Jay says this is pushing an agenda. Those are
Okay,
Jay's words.
Huh?
okay. Let me, because I just went to the website, not the website. I went to London Lyrics Instagram page, and I read it, and what he's talking about is he's not talking about gender, androgyny or anything like that. What he's talking about is the fact that um, Billy Porter comes out and discusses um, as a gay man that he is battling AIDS as opposed to or HIV rather, excuse me, HIV. And ASAP Rocky is on a magazine cover as a heterosexual male, and he's discussed or he has the label the prettiest man alive. And what he's talking about is the labels and the information that's put out on gay men versus the information and labels that are put on straight men, the imagery of it. You follow me?
Yeah. Yeah, because they make fun
So
of Billy
I don't
Porter,
think he's
but they
talking
don't.
about the skirt or the kilt. He's talking about Billy Porter. You know, the only time we see gay men, only time they put a gay man up front like that is on the cover is if they're talking about HIV or AIDS or something like that, as opposed to ASAP Rocky, who's on this cover, just being his natural self and the beauty of his blackness. You know, I think that's what he's talking about. But
The post
the
actually
skirt
doesn't
debate that Jay and
establish.
the skirt debate that Jay and London are having, you know, they've had that debate for a long time. Is it a skirt? Is it a kilt? You know, is it, you know, so that's all I have. That's all I have, y'all.
It's
So,
poorly written.
And
And
like
I
I
agree
said,
with
when
that.
we were
It's
having
poorly
that
written.
conversation,
Yeah.
it's and if you look at what I said in the group, it's just it just the whole post looks like it's ignorant. It's ignorantly written.
That
I
is.
can't. I am
now
having the
what,
hardest time hearing today.
Kyrie, what'd you say?
I said I agree with the person in the comment section that it was poorly written, and I agree with Jay when Jay said it was ignorant. It was written ignorantly. Oh yeah, he didn't make his point. He didn't get the point across. Like it's very unclear what
I
he's trying to say.
understood. I understood what he meant the first time I read it, but the way it's written. Everybody's not going to sit here and decipher and go through what you meant or your intent.
Right.
That one post can lead to about 7 different conversations, Kyrie.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, it can mean a lot of different things, but I think at its core, it's about gay men and how we're put out and we're the face of AIDS and HIV, as opposed to straight men, who get to just,
Be free, right?
be their beautiful black selves,
Okay.
I'm believing that's what he meant.
Cause when I first read it, I was like, what?
Okay, so because it's the topic of discussion, Jay, this is just leading up to tomorrow. Okay, so at the end of the day, both of them, Jay said this, and he had a double back. Jay said it's their artistic expression, and I said to Jay, I said, if it's their artistic expression, it's like this. Billy Porter does not wear a dress 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week. He does not. Artist, ASAP
I mean, he
Rocky,
looks like he playing his mama closet now. Come on now.
I'm about to fall off this thing. ASAP Rocky,
What happened? What did he say? What happened?
he said, he
He's
said,
Billy Porter like he playing in his mama's closet.
Oh, well, listen. This is high-end fashion. This is high-end fashion, y'all. This is not like, this is GQ, and this is not like, this ain't Sister to Sister magazine, or,
Right.
this is high-end fashion. So unless you understand high-end fashion, it will be foreign to you.
Because my kilt cost me $400. So I understand, trust me.
Huh?
$400 for a skirt. Yeah.
yeah, for a kilt.
It's not a skirt, it's a kilt. There's a difference.
Again, to a but listen, to a regular person who does not things, to not look, they will say it's a skirt. So again, it's just that particular person's interpretation. It's their artistic expression. Let's forget all of the men that wear clothes like this. Look at Lil Uzi. Look at Lil Uzi. Look at the one guy from Love and Hip Hop. And Chokers and Pearls.
Yeah. Well, I think Jay has a
Guys,
problem.
is your phone like the part where the microphone is? Is that covered?
It should.
What's your like? Is your phone connected to something else, a Bluetooth or something?
I'm
He at
actually
the gym.
I'm at the gym, and so
Okay, so your phone is connected to a wireless Bluetooth.
yeah, I'm connected to the gym right now.
Okay, maybe that's why I'm having audio issues. I can see y'all crystal clear, but I just can't hear y'all. But it's okay. Go ahead. Rock and roll.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you don't sound like.
I know them birds. Just singing glory to his name right now.
You know who?
I said I know them birds behind Kair singing glory to his name.
Oh yeah, you can hear good. Yeah, they are chirping.
What happened? I didn't hear that.
Them hoes is singing down.
He thought the birds behind me are chirping. You can hear them chirping. They are loud.
Yeah, they singing.
So
Now I will say this: if I see one of you sissies at convocation in a kilt and a suit jacket, I'm going to read. I promise you.
Why? But why would you do that? If you got a kilt, you can wear yours. Why would you read them?
I won't wear the convocation, but I'll wear it.
Why? It's not a skirt. It's like kilt.
You can't tell. Hold on. Here's the thing: what people don't understand. You can't tell people. You can't tell people what to wear.
Now say that exactly, Ty.
Like just because you don't want to wear a kilt, or because I have somebody that I know that rocked one to City of Refuge one time. My church. They wore it in there.
I sure will not wear it.
And why not? Because
I am not wearing
it's fashion. So why wouldn't you wear it, Jay? It's
Well.
and
And
you
I
paid
did
You
just
embarrassed
$400
me in
for it.
front of this whole church.
You paid
I
$400,
finished.
but no. Jay knows that the church ain't gonna call it a kilt. They're gonna say a skirt. That's why he wouldn't
Yeah,
wear it. They're not gonna be that culture.
Because we ignorant, once again, because we ignorant. And we go and one of them old ignorant mothers is gonna turn around and say, "Oh, baby, you got on a dress? Oh, take him to the altar." And I'm gonna have to read
Yeah.
and go the fuck off.
Yeah, you ain't gonna read. They're gonna throw you down on the ground with a bunch of oil and lay hands.
Well, you know I might like that though. Butter me up like a biscuit, oh.
well,
Everybody laying hands on me unless it is
Matthew Stevens.
Matthew Stevens or Carl what's his name? The one in LA. I can't think of his name now.
Not too much. Not too much.
Oh, you heard that?
And,
Oh, you can hear that?
and you know Matthew will wear.
Not too
he
much,
will wear one
mama.
of them kilts.
Matthew probably got a kill.
He'll put a kilt on in a minute.
He probably
Nothing to
do.
But
He
I
probably
can
do.
see him in a kilt. I can see Matthew in a kilt.
yes, because he's into fashion like that.
Somebody said,
Yeah, I
no,
can see him in a kilt.
somebody said
He
no,
wouldn't wear it
let
because
Kelly
there's
see
too.
me.
He wouldn't wear it because there's already too many rumors
Let me
and too much
say,
whispering
Oh, no,
already.
you know he don't give a damn.
let
You already
let
know he
me
don't
say,
give a damn. He'll put that kilt on and preach in it.
I feel like this.
Yeah.
We get too caught up in the systematics of things, and again, we're not paying attention. Y'all always focus on Billy Porter, but nobody's saying nothing about these music artists that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like these straight men who wear women's items, women's clothing, purses, and all those things. Everybody's stuck on Billy Porter, but nobody's saying nothing about the straight people who do this stuff. That's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, okay, yeah, we see Billy with a tuxedo jacket on, and we see Billy Porter with a big old gown dress right up under it. Okay, let's talk about the music artists, the male music, the so-called straight male music artists who do the same thing. They wear pearls, they wear, they have clutches, they wear girl legging tights, and they walk around here showing their booties and all kind of stuff like that, pearls, all this other stuff, but nobody says nothing.
But
Nobody
wait a
says
minute,
nothing.
what straight music artists doing that? But I don't know
You?
these new kids.
Lil
Okay.
Uzi, Lil Uzi will put on some pearls in a minute and walk out, and then pearls will be done costed a good $10,000.
But I
And
thought he
remember,
wasn't.
Cameron is a love stain in Baby Pink.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But that's. But I don't see nothing wrong with Pink. But I thought Lil Uzi said he was bisexual. What?
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
look, well, you know, I don't think clothing really doesn't necessarily indicate your sexuality.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't think it indicates your sexuality because look at, you know, Prince was a heterosexual man. They
And
say,
we'll take your bitch off your shoulder.
Woo!
yeah. So
Yeah, he was the exception to the rule. And nobody came for Prince.
yeah, but you know what? You know what? There was an incident when he first came out, Kyrie. When he first came out, he did a show in Los Angeles, and he just had on some like a thong and his ass out. And they say they booed him off the stage at the sports arena. Yeah. It was an all black crowd, you know.
Oh yeah. Wow.
But looking back on it historically, Kyrie, you remember Sylvester
Yes.
and
One of my
Boy
favorites.
George. And you know, it seemed like, you know, and even David Bowie.
Yeah.
Remember David?
Yeah. He was.
Yeah,
he was
so
the guy
you know,
who
I don't know what's
yeah.
going on with this new situation. It just seems like I think I know what it is. Everything is we're pushing an agenda. Gay people are pushing an agenda. So when you got girls dressed up, then they're trying to say you're pushing an agenda or you're trying to push it off on people, you know.
Right.
And then even the gay community, even us,
I mean,
we even lay the girls out like that boy that had that pink suit on with the high heels.
It was all. That's what I had a problem with. Saying that. I have a problem
So
with
we even lay
that's
people out.
expected.
So it's really all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a good conversation that Jives brought to the forefront though, you know.
Come on,
Just got to bring
Thais.
to the
You know he
stage,
deserves. You know he deserves to be laid out though.
He did not deserve that. Nobody deserved that. He got the guy the alpha.
Mamas deserve to be laid out.
But
We
if
gonna
anybody follows him on Instagram, they would know that's who he is. He wasn't doing nothing extra. That's who he is.
No.
Okay, can you send me his Instagram?
Okay, that's why I kept trying to tell Jay. I'm like, this is who he is. There's not nothing extra.
He can be who he is, but when you represent Alpha Phi Alpha, that's not who they are. When you put those letters on, you represent that organization.
Okay, like I said, I'm not Greek, but you and Funky doesn't even seem to be on the same page. But I'm not Greek. I say let a grown man be a grown man.
And see, you know you better.
But,
there's a difference.
Are you an alpha?
No, he's not an alpha.
No, I'm not.
Well, child, I can see Funky Daniva is an alpha, so I see why he went off. You ain't. Are you great? Are you in a Greek organization?
I'm going. No, but I like I said, my mother's a Delta. And my aunties are all Deltas. My aunties are AKA. I grew up around it, and I can't say some things on camera. But like I said, I can't say anything on camera. But what I will say is I know disrespect when I know when there's something that I know that's disrespectful, I'm gonna say that's disrespectful. I won't walk into my mama's pool. I won't walk into a church pulpit with a full dress on because I know that that's not that's not it.
But you don't wear.
I know that's not
dresses
it.
Normally. But you don't wear dresses normally.
Exactly.
He wears pumps
but like
normally. But he wears pumps normally. See,
but
he wears that. That's his
But when he crossed into that organization, I promise you he did not have on a dress. I promise you he did not have on no pumps. I promise you he did not have on that. And I can put my dead grandmama's on my dead grandmama's grave.
Well, he didn't, but he don't wear he don't wear dresses.
Yeah. I can promise you this, Jay.
And I promise you when he put
No. Hold on. I can promise you this. Before he came into the organization, they already knew who he was. And I'm quite sure they had a conversation.
And that's fine and dandy.
Wait.
And I'm sure they had a conversation with him.
Jay, I'm quite sure they had a conversation with him about pushing the envelope and how to represent them and all of those things. Now, this young man's sister has graduated. So he said in his graduation picture, he wants to wear his Alpha Phi Alpha sash with his nails and his kids. Period. Now, do I think it was not the right time to put that stuff on all together? Absolutely. But that was his choice, his decision.
And that's what I'm saying. My friends, and even all my, and like I said, once again, you can say that when you're not a part of that organization, but if you know their rules and you know what they stand for, I'm not going to let someone shit in any of my brother's faces. I have a lot of friends.
Okay, let me ask this. How does a pair of shoes shit in somebody's face? Because this part
it is not just a pair of shoes, bro. It is not just a pair of shoes. When you put on that sash and you put on those letters, you represent Martin Luther King. You represent Thurgood Marshall. You represent all these powerful men. And you represent my president of my college. You represent a lot of powerful men. And I promise you, when you put on something of that sort, you represent a lot of people.
Okay, so in other words, because he has a pair of shoes with the Alpha sash. So then, but I'm still saying, how does a pair of shoes determine what is disrespectful or not? Because to me,
once again, right now, I think you're playing stupid. You come on now.
No, I'm not playing stupid. No, like I said,
stupid.
And like I said, this is no shade to nobody that's Greek. But I went to an HBCU, but I was a GDI, which I am because I've never felt the need to belong. So,
So
but
if
I mean,
you
my
went to
best
a
friend, my best friend was a Catholic.
HBCU, you should understand how that is 100% like a disrespectful to their organization, kind of.
I don't see it disrespect. I mean, I get everybody pissed off, but it's a lot. It's in the words of Tage Jackson. It's a lot I could say, but I'm gonna let it go. But I still don't see how
But you know what,
disrespectful.
Kyrie, you know that because it's two-sided. He's getting it from straight folks and he's getting from gay folks, and you
Right.
know that from the straight folks is rooted in toxic masculinity and gender norms. Okay, we know that. From the gay folks, it's from the gay folks, a lot of it's rooted in self-hatred.
Yes.
And also, what's the best way to say it?
Say it.
It being embarrassed, being embarrassed as a gay person. If you are just a regular old, jeans and shirt type of gay guy, you're embarrassed. That this is the representation of gay people, because there are a lot of gay folks that are just really carrying, them, they're very perfunctory. They're just like, they're just gay and that's it. They don't see any nuance. There are no other people outside of their, situation. They're gay and that's where their world ends. They don't understand androgyny and cross-dressing and you know what I mean?
Right. But
and it's mainly cultural. It's mainly cultural and it's mainly based on their limited access to other people. And when you stay in a box or if you stay in a certain region in America, and that's all your worldview is. See, it's different for me because I grew up in Los Angeles. I've lived in San Francisco. So things are really normal to me. But when someone has a very boxed in worldview, and then you're dealing with self-hatred, you're dealing with, embarrassment, it's a lot. And then what they do is they throw that and they project that on him. And it's really not about him, it's really about you.
Now I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that.
I will disagree. I will disagree with that totally. I'm sorry.
Of course.
Because let's just no, it's not of course. It's when you have education into an organization and you know what something stands for. I'm gonna be honest about something, and I'm not gonna sit there and just say, "Oh, it's because someone's embarrassed." Because I have a whole lot of out gay people, a lot of out gay friends who are out. I have a lot of, and they don't give a fuck. But I also know that organization is not just. It's not about who you are. It's 100%. It's about what you stand for. And yes, image is everything. And in any organization, it's about image.
This man, listen,
see, what we not gonna do, Kyrie. You know what, Kyrie? What we're not gonna do today, we're not gonna sit up and play like there's no gay folks in these fraternities.
Exactly.
We can't do that.
I know that. Yeah,
I can't do that today because I know too many of them personally.
Once again, you represent both sides, though. You represent a lot of people who are gay, and you represent a lot of people who are out.
Okay, well, let me ask this because you talk represent. So when they having these quote unquote secret sex parties just for Greeks only, who are they representing?
First of all, you ain't supposed to know about none of that. You don't know what they do, and you what? So they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's in their organization. But like I said, once again, you and I both don't know what they do. You and I both don't know what they do. We ain't there, are we? So I'm not gonna sit there and say that. But what I'm gonna say is this. Is that he represents an organization with not just gay people, not just straight people, and at some point, that's the reason why it's uniform. That's the reason why if I sent you the actual bylaws. There's a reason why when you put on that sash, you put on those letters, you put on. It's supposed to look a certain way because you not only represent a culture, you represent a lot of people, and that
Okay. Now, okay, now, so is it a moral obligation or is it just a look obligation?
It's just a look. Here's the thing.
Because
It's a
you mentioned
look.
Martin Luther King, and this ain't no offense, but who was he represent when he was out here fucking around in Coretta with all these white women and other women?
But
That's a
were you-
moral.
but
That's
my
a moral
question-
cause.
Once again, but once the question for you is, were you there?
No, I wasn't there.
Where's the
What is-
alleged? Where's the allegedly? Where's the allegedly? Because you weren't
Okay, I'm
there.
sorry.
I wasn't there.
Alleged.
I-
Okay, I'm sorry, allegedly. Shall we
Thank
play this game?
So once again, I'm
Allegedly.
once again.
Well, the FBI will be releasing those tapes. The FBI will be releasing those tapes in about 7 years, so we will all be there.
Right.
and
Okay, so
in 7 years, then we can read this down. 7 years.
So here's the thought. Here's the thought. Now, Jay really feels passionate about all of this stuff, but a lot of us are very neutral. A lot of us are very neutral because we look at this and we're like, okay, like me personally, I didn't see nothing wrong with the picture. I think it was a little bit of poor taste, but again, that's his form of expression because again, this is who he is. When he got initiated into the fraternity, I'm very sure that they knew he was gay. I'm very sure.
But Jives, can I ask you a question?
No. Let me
I'm gonna ask you a
finish.
question
Let me finish.
because you just said the same thing.
Wait. Okay.
I need to
Listen.
ask you this question.
Wait. I'm very sure they knew all of these things. But conversation that was had with him was, and I'm quite sure because I know I've already been through the whole initiation process. I'm very sure that because my brother's one, and when you go in, they want to make sure that whatever you do, it's not going to misrepresent or make them look bad. Now, me personally, I don't think that this young man is making anybody look bad. It makes it look questionable, but it doesn't make them look bad because what the organizations represent is supposed to be men. But again, everybody in that organization is not a macho, whatever. So they're not really tripping. They're not really tripping about it. He hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't, killed nobody. He ain't beat on it that I know of. So a lot of people are stuck on appearance because
That man.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, I was gonna say, at the end of the day, that man, he graduated. He's happy right now. He's about to take the bar. I had a conversation with him myself. He's about to take the bar. So I don't like.
Listen,
I
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what she gonna do. All I give a damn about is that you're not gonna you're making other people. We are so selfish, and I think that right there was so selfish because now catch this. What about those who are in that organization that are not gay?
Okay, what about him? You about how it looks.
Once again,
but you about how it looks.
Once again,
to them,
because that's what it is. That's
so
what life is.
So he should make
perception.
himself. He should make himself uncomfortable to make sure other people are comfortable. See, that's what I can't get with.
Oh, bitch! I promise you, he didn't. I promise you, he didn't. I promise you. He did. I promise you, he never did that while he was in school. I promise you, he didn't do that on the yard. I promise you, he didn't. I promise, and I can put that on anything I love.
Are you for real?
But how you know? Were you there? Were you there?
Are you for real?
Were you on the yard with him?
Like I said, did he go to a HBCU?
Yeah.
Please let's stop acting stupid and ignorant. Please let's
Young man, since everybody playing in his face and everybody letting him have it. If I was him, I would write a book and talk about what all I did when I was pledging.
You're trying to get that man killed.
Since they want to play, I would be like, y'all girls want to play? Y'all want to play? Let me tell you what really goes on behind the pledge door.
He ain't gonna do that.
Even a lot of the brothers said they're not. even, and this is the point that I was making. They said even though he was flat foot fucking wrong, he at least could have came out better than what he did. And but once again,
shoe was
he was
ugly.
flat foot fucking wrong. The shoe, he went into Hillary Clinton's closet and put them hoes on. That suit, it looked a hot fucking funky mess. It could have been tailored different. I don't give a shit. But like I said, if he's gonna do wrong to the core. But that
Well, he's
was
a
wrong.
plus size.
And we not
He's a
gonna sit here
plus
and act like it's
size
not
man.
wrong.
He's
Yeah.
he's a plus size. He's a plus size man. So he's not gonna come out with some, Giuseppe
the suit.
stilettos.
I like
You
the
know.
suit. Right. He had to give
Is that
oppose
high
him.
school stuff? Is that high school
He had
stuff?
to get a chunk heel.
I started
He
singing,
had to get a
"Don't
platform
stop
heel.
chasing
He had to get a
waterfalls."
platform heel to support his weight. He can't come out with a Louis Vuitton stiletto.
Right. Baby, that heel with a broke.
He looked like he
So-
was Monica sitting on that curb.
So is it that he was a plus size guy and he wasn't snatched and decorated? Is that what it is?
No, it's the fact that he
No.
wore that sash. It's the sash with the heel. That's the
It's
whole
the
problem.
sash. Had
It's
he-
bottom
because
line. It's the sash. It's the sash. But I know he's saying. I know that guy is saying like, who the fuck are y'all? Like, I know he's
Right.
saying that like, who the fuck are you to tell me how to express my gender personality? Like, who the fuck are y'all? Like, I
And
know
I'm
he
not
has to
sure.
say that
Right.
because
and I know, and then, like I said,
because
I know
it's a
now
lot
he's
he
saying
could
that.
it's a lot he can flip and say about gay folks, that are saying things about him,
And I knew he.
But
and
he's,
then,
but
then
that's
I
the
found he
thing.
was
He's saying that now.
don't care. He don't care what y'all
Huh?
saying. He really does not care what y'all are saying. He does not.
And he really doesn't care. But like I said, he's saying that now, but he wasn't saying that when he was in school. I can surely tell you if he went to an
So-
HBCU. and
You
we
keep
ain't gonna
saying
ask
you can assure. Did you go to the school with him?
No, that what you there?
You keep saying assure.
No, but I go to I go to a school and I know how it gets down.
Is it an HBCU?
Yes, it is.
No. So Calvin, send me his Instagram. Send me his Instagram, Calvin, because I want to see it.
Yeah, send me his Instagram too.
Please, I want to see him. I want to see him strolling in them hills. I want to see.
Okay, Jay. Now come on, now you know that boy.
Okay.
No. He did it during the school. So show me him strolling in them hills. Show me him crossing in them hills because he didn't. He did it when he graduated because he knew he was wrong.
Well, nobody's gonna show you pictures of when they cross. Nobody's gonna post that.
But his afterwards, I promise, because he knows he was wrong. Kair, we're not gonna act like he's not wrong.
I don't
What's
think it was wrong.
Peter-
He don't think he was wrong. I don't think he was wrong. He don't think he was wrong because that's who he was being his authentic self. Because you were saying in the
he know he
beginning,
wrong.
he
He
did
know
an
he
extra.
wrong.
He doing extra. He doing extra. But he really ain't doing extra. That's who he.
He know
that's
he's
who he is.
wrong, but we know he wrong. He know he wrong. We're not gonna act stupid like we don't know.
He's not wrong. I don't know why people saying he's wrong. Like he's not wrong. How is he wrong?
When it comes to
Other
the
people saying that I
organization,
agree.
that's wrong.
Even
When
with
it
the
comes to
organization,
that's wrong.
even with the organization that he's wearing, this is America. This ain't China, communist China or Russia.
That's not
Oh,
what he's saying.
Lord,
Right.
Jesus Christ.
But
But
the
we-
gay thing is,
Then
if you're
he's wrong. You're
if you're
representing an
representing-
organization.
Okay, so
Same thing
Sean,
goes for
But he
a
ain't
job.
getting no check.
Sean said he goes to
But
a
he ain't getting a
predominantly.
check. Okay, I'll give you a check.
Huh?
He ain't getting a check. He goes to a predominant PWI. But he goes to
if-
PWI.
But that
But it's
outfit
not-
could get him a job.
Okay, and
Yeah.
they probably still will. He's taking the bar really soon.
Okay.
They're
But
gonna
my
pair of
question is, when he
shoes
walked
stop him.
into my question is, Is he gonna walk in? Is he gonna walk into a courtroom in the shoes?
He could.
What?
Why couldn't he?
Whoa.
It's
Now
you.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Do
Wait
you
a
think?
minute. Wait.
Now this is a question. This is a question I'm asking.
No. So wait, Jay. So there is a white guy who goes to work in a skirt, a regular shirt, like button-up shirt, and a pimp.
I saw that. I saw that. I think I did.
Thank you, Captain.
So you can't say that. See, again, what you don't
I didn't
agree.
catch what he said. What did he say? I didn't catch it.
I said there is a white guy.
I just asked,
who
would he walk into a courtroom in those heels?
So
And I said, why
there's a
can't he?
white-
If he can do the job, if he's a good lawyer, I'd hire him. I don't give a damn. He put a whole dress. If he can do the job, what if it's an outfit make?
And that might be the and like I said, that might be the platform he might be standing on. And that might be it. It might be the platform he's standing on. That might be what he's doing. But okay.
But
regardless of it, he
see, that's the
represented an
thing.
organization, and you just represented my father that way. I don't do that.
Hold on.
Oh my
That's
God!
disrespectful to me.
So
I'm
the
sorry.
people gonna look at. But to me, that would be dumb to look at
Yep.
everybody
Absolutely.
in a different light.
But they do.
That would be dumb.
But they do. But they do. They do that on a regular
Okay.
basis.
But you know
That's
what?
life.
This is the same thing when the two Kappas got married and they had a red white wedding. Baby, the Greek, the divine
And the
nine went up about
same
that.
thing
Y'all
went
do
in.
everything.
Exactly.
It was their wedding. They wanted to have a red and white wedding. They have Kappa streams. They had red and white weddings, and people who knew them knew they were Kappa.
And it
It's
was a
gay
beautiful-
folks and it's gay folks and
But everybody got mad
fraternities.
about that.
It's gay folks
Gay
and
folks in
fraternities,
every
sororities.
organization.
It's gay folks at the HBCUs, and it's gay folks everywhere, honey. And people do not have to live their lives according to your worldview. They don't.
So can I
Wait a minute.
ask you a question? Will
Wait,
it
wait,
so
wait,
will
wait,
it be
wait,
wrong?
I
So
got a
would
question
it be wrong? Okay, go ahead.
My question is this. Okay, I went to a wedding. The bride was an AKA and her groom was a Kappa. They had it decorated for both, for their fraternity and sorority. What was the difference between that and then these two dudes who got made of as Kappa? What's the
Wait a
difference?
minute.
I think the same. Huh? Come on now, you know what the difference is. We ain't gonna
I'm
be
listening.
stupid about it.
Wait.
I mean,
So it's a
we
difference.
we know
Two couples.
we know it. We
So-
know,
so-
but
so
we
this-
but we. Can I ask you a question? Do if you know
Yeah, what?
what an organization is, what they stand on. My question is, would you push the envelope on purpose, just because? If you enter an organization and you know what something stands for, what are you going to conform to that organization?
Are you
if
sure you're
join
really
that
gay,
organization or
Jay?
not? If you,
Are you sure you're really gay?
I'm just respectful. I know I
But
respect people.
but Jay's
And I
not gay.
respect- and I respect all people. I don't care what nobody say. I respect all people, and there's a normality to certain things, and everything is not a gay. Everything is not a straight thing. Everything can be straightforward. That's like if I go to a
you
company
tell me-
party, and if I go to a company party and I'm representing my company that I work for, I'm going to represent
That you get a check
I work
for.
for a certain way.
That you get a check
Even-
for. Okay.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I don't get a check for church, but when I go into a church, I look a certain way.
You
You
look
go
a certain-
places and you
So
look
wait
a certain way.
Okay. But wait a minute. You
That's just reality.
telling me that
The
it's
reality
no,
is
I
what?
wanted you
Image-
to tell me the difference. I wanted you to tell me the difference between the two weddings. The one I went to and when was
Oh, girl, one is gay, one is not, and they wasn't with that gay shit.
right.
Watch it on
With
here.
that
Y'all
gay
go
shit.
ahead.
I'm just gonna be real with you.
What women don't get? What?
Somebody came in. Who came in?
Y'all, that's
It's
conscious.
Conscious
That's
Damn TV. That's who came in. How y'all doing?
you
All
really have
right,
come.
How are
all
you?
right, all right.
Now I don't want to throw the conversation too far off. So what we talking about again?
Conscious. If you told me to send you a motherfucking link, now don't act
Okay,
like
well I'm just going with it. I'm just gonna run with it then. Shit. So
yeah.
now that I'm looking at the post, I think I understand what it's saying. The United Kingdom Ministry says a visual representation, how they take our culture and make it cool for everybody else except us. A gay man and a straight one given the same aesthetic, labeled differently. The prettiest man alive versus this is what HIV positive looks like. The narrative have to change. So I think this was a queer British person who posted this link in the context of how the heterosexual community can take and misappropriate or culturally appropriate queer culture, and it's trendy and it's high fashion and it's this, that, and the third. But then if a queer person actually wants to identify as an androgynous person or a non-binary or wear women's aesthetic, this is what HIV positive looks like. This is what an abomination looks like. This is what ... looks like when we do it. But when straight people do it, when the privileged do it, they're able to make it cool while it looks sick and mentally ill on us. And this is our genuine shit. Does that seem
That's
to...
what I said. That's what I said. I thought it meant earlier. That's what I said earlier.
Okay.
You're dead. You're dead on.
Now my issue, in terms of the fraternity talk, I do agree that when in Rome, you do have to do what Romans do.
Exactly.
I do believe in having a certain level of respect when people are telling you how things must go in their house.
Okay, well, I
However,
still want to know how the pair of shoes disrespectful.
Well, I'm with you on that too, because the clapback I have to a home that's that like if your home is that tight, I'm going to personally challenge you and say, hey, for me, like, the issue don't even be the clothes. I think a lot of fraternities, especially because America is a patriarchy, don't realize how a lot of fraternities practice toxic masculinity. And what toxic masculinity really is a compensation of what healthy and genuine masculinity is, coupled with a open discrimination against woman. Patriarchy is anti-woman. That's what patriarchy defaults to. It's the disposing of women. And so patriarchy looks at LGBT everything, whether you male, female, trans man, as woman, as a feminine thing. To be anywhere on the LGBT spectrum in a patriarchy is feminine. So oftentimes LGBT people inherit the same sexism and the same discrimination that women face because they align the LGBT community with the woman's community. And so here it is, you really have these fraternities and sororities defining men and women on superficial premises like aesthetic, which wouldn't be an issue if you kept it to biology. Because if you keep it to just biology, this is a male's club, this is a female's club, there would be more room for males and females to express themselves aesthetically, even if they don't identify as queer, because it doesn't take being a gay man to want to put on a heel. It doesn't take being a gay man to want to put on a kilt. These things are practiced in the punk rock community, in the gothic community, in the heavy metal community by men who love these aesthetics, who love a nice lip, who love black fingernails, who love long hair. Like, these things are not necessarily exclusive to the female community. And so I would just I would challenge it privately. I wouldn't probably be as bold as to do it in the way that this young man and his pedicure and his nice, 7-inch definitely did, which was cute for him. But, yeah. I'm just gonna shut up right there.
Well, I'll say this. At least he had a nice French tip, a frosted white on his toes.
Period.
The toes were done.
I feel like at the end of the day, you know, when it comes down to it, black, brown people are the main ones that have an issue with this. That's my thought.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to any white organization or whatever, they do stuff like this all the time. Now they know how far to go. But they do this all the time. This young man, I do agree, was celebrating his education, and he had on all his paraphernalia. Wait, is that right? That's that right? His paraphernalia? Yeah. He had on all his college Greek items, and he wanted to put on his stuff. So that was him celebrating his graduating, and he put on everything he wanted to put on. Me personally, it's only black people that do this. We get upset because Billy Porter has on a dress. We upset because, you know, Billy Porter put on heels or makeup, or he went to the Met Gala with a big old what's the thing you got on your chest, Tavion? That Falcon. Is that right? Yeah.
No, it's
Falcon.
a phoenix. It's a phoenix.
He put on a pink gold outfit, and he was just out here just so above and avant-garde. And why would a man do that? Oh, he's misrepresenting the black man, da da da. And I'm like, girl, y'all do way too much, and y'all home getting y'all.
If he had played,
Is that misrepresenting what a male's supposed to do? Huh? Your child gotta see your husband every day at home. How is that representing the male?
right? Had he played Apple M the new, they wouldn't give a damn.
I'm gonna tell you how hypocritical society is, and how you know that the homophobia of America is really directed toward gay men. Because when women are androgynous, it's not a problem. When Eve was in her dyking years being a rough rider, nobody had anything to say. When Aaliyah was dressing it up in her baggy pants and her boxer briefs, it was sexy when she mixed it up and got a little binary. When Queen Latifah was pooching around, being main masculine as Cleo, oh, we got our life, and we even mourned her death and set it off in real life, in real time. And so this don't even really be about the gay thing more. I mean, it's all anti-feminine, it's all anti-woman, and it's really about reinforcing male privilege, and it's really about not even reinforcing male privilege, but specifically reinforcing toxic masculinity. Specifically, this idea that men have to be grungy, sweaty warrior classes, and that there's no nuance and diversity that can be had amongst the male community, particularly the black male community, who is deeply impacted by white supremacy, where anti-woman ideology and hypermasculinity was developed out of, because black men started being performative in toxic masculinity as a way to compensate for living in a patriarchal, racist, capitalistic system that was emasculating them due to the color of their skin. And so now, living as contemporary men, we have to undo what has psychologically been done to us, because this has been psychological warfare done on the black community, and definitely done on the black male community and fraternities. Just if you look closely at their ideas and even how they push back against, look at this picture of this guy in this fraternity in these heels. Like, there's such a vitriolic response, because that toxic masculinity has no comprehension and no space in it to allow men to show up in any other way other than by these strong binaries that white people created, not black people. Because when you study pre-colonialized Africa, you had all diversities of human of melanated folk. Absolutely. You had two-spirited people. You had all classes. Africa understood that sexuality was a spectrum, and that male and female were energies and principle systems having very little to do even with gender, mannerisms, and clothing. But all that was really wiped away due to colonization, due to European invasion. And so America is in an interesting, it's in a box of fuckery.
And at the end of the day, all we want in America, all the gays want, all we want is just a little meat. That's how we want. We don't bother nobody. We just want, all we want is a little meat, a little booty, and we on our way, you know? Man. But everything that you said, Conscious, is a 1,000% correct. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. The young man that, you know, that's wearing the salmon suit and the, you know, the TJ Maxx heels, he is a educated man, and he's gonna move on with his life. And all of the naysayers and all of the people that are saying things about him, you know, can you match his pedigree? Have you accomplished what he's accomplished? You know, say what you will, but the man is doing something with his life that's positive, you know. So,
but like I told Jay, we always focus on the wrong shit. You focus on his suit. This man graduated and he's about to take the bar.
That's the key thing, not the shoes, not the suit.
Yeah.
We keep missing it. This Billy Porter thing. But Billy Porter did was so outstanding and so great. I'm like, it may help these other celebrities who are living with HIV come out, maybe living their truth fully. But no, we ain't concentrating on that.
Kyrie, but you know what, Kyrie? There's a conversation I really want to have though about HIV and black men having to always be the poster child and always having to come out. You know what I'm talking about, Kyrie? Black men have to always be the cover person when white gays are at home in the Hollywood Hills, you know, living with their privilege, and still hiding and still thriving. You know, they don't have to go and tell their story to the Hollywood Reporter because their privilege protects them.
Right. Because
gay and straight.
I want to ask these Hollywood people, why is every HIV commercial only with black people?
Well,
Black gay men. It's only black gay men.
And why is it that they're only on doing RuPaul's Drag Race and gay shows? I know the target audience is gay, but you don't see HIV commercials doing Medea marathons on BET.
Or even doing the Super Bowl or any straight oriented media.
Right, it makes you wonder though, because whenever you're watching RuPaul's Drag Race, it's HIV medication and lube. That's it. It's like, girl, do y'all have any other commercials?
But now here, they'll show the commercials like doing Mari and stuff like that. Jerry Springer, they show the commercials then too.
But wait, they do that because if they're marketing LGBTQ shows and things, they want to make sure. One,
exactly, Keisha Green.
I work for a health organization, so anytime we do anything that relates to, shows, parties, events, we always market, advertise that. So when it comes down to logo and different shows like that, they're always going to advertise it. Why? Because the LGBT community watches those shows, so then while they're watching it, they're going to throw those advertisements in there to say, hey, make sure you wrap it up, make sure you take it up, make sure you do this, because again, we're trying to kill the stigma, the epidemic of AIDS and HIV and STDs. So while they're not going to air those things like doing soap operas, they're not going to do that. They're not advertising blood pressure medicines or diabetes or little herpes or something like that, but they're going to always advertise regular stuff. When it comes down to the LGBTQ, they're going to advertise what's advertised or what needs to be advertised towards the LGBTQ. Amen, church? Amen.
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 Amen. But you know, as just it's like in a way I understand why it's so why they target us so much on a statistical level because the queer community in this country make up less than 2% of the American population, and so an epidemic for us is much more severe and injurious than that of the majority, which is heterosexuals. And so I can understand like the heterosexual community is large enough for the epidemics they face to have enough room to wrinkle themselves out. Those ripples can smooth themselves out. But when you have a smaller community of people dealing with something that is an epidemic like HIV, then I mean, the decline of the community of that community of people can go down a lot faster because the community is smaller. So in a way, like just because of just the fact that we only make up 1% of America's population, I do get it, but I do think as well, like we gotta make sure that we're not trying to say that HIV is a gay disease, that it's a queer disease, but that it's a human issue and that all people can contract it. I mean, I think the numbers right now are trying to say that Black women are the leading carriers of HIV. Now, whether that's a true narrative or not, I don't know, but that's what the statistical sites are saying, and so it's fascinating. But there does seem to be like a little bit of this archaic idea that this is, for the most part, still a queer issue. HIV is a queer issue. AIDS is a queer issue. And that's really going to damage the heterosexual community who only seem to be worried about pregnancy and not anything else.
Because what they forget, Davion, is that AIDS and HIV doesn't just impact one community. You don't have to be same-gender loving to get this disease. You don't have to be same to contract an STD, because there are a lot of people out here who are contracting things. There are babies that are born with STDs. There are babies that are born full-blown HIV. There are babies that are contracting these diseases, and it had nothing to do with the same-gender person. It was two straight people that had sex. Somebody was doing something, and they were not protecting themselves. Just simple as that.
I just want to say, King, I really wish you would have grabbed your good Apple earbuds and not your Dollar General ones that was conveniently on the plant stand on the way out the door, sugar, because you saying some good stuff and we can't even hear the words coming out of Big Dick Leo Jive's mouth.
Okay, let me walk outside because I'm getting ready to go. My arms are tired. What I'm saying is, wait, Tyrese, what?
Tyrese is lip syncing.
On mute.
Hey, Jives, when you're talking, I'm just nodding. I'm just going like this, but I can't hear nothing. But I don't want the audience to know that.
Well, they know it now.
I'm going to my car right now. So
no, I can hear the crux of what you're saying. Is just no volume.
Okay.
It's just no volume.
He needs beats.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is, okay, people like to run around and to have miseducation, especially about this type of epidemic, but then they fail to realize that, because when we see things like polls, can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, now, yeah.
When we see things like polls, all they advertise is like Truvada and all this other stuff, and a lot of us get upset because it's like, same-gender loving people are not the only ones that's contracting a disease, and I know plenty of people.
Okay, that's better. I know plenty of people
that contract AIDS, HIV. I mean, hell, when I lived in Memphis, it was a bunch of people that I know of that contracted a disease, and they were not gay. So we sit out here and we miseducate people about a disease that is impacting more than just gay individuals. And the sad part about it is that we're going to continue with this narrative until people really start being educated. People are so worried about motherfucking heels. They're so worried about a dress. They're so worried about all these things. And yet and still, people are scared to go get tested. People are scared to go. They want to fuck, but then they're scared to get tested. They want to go out here sucking dick, sliding on dick and everything like that, but they don't want to wear no condoms. Bitch, you out here fucking somebody that you just met. And this ain't at nobody. I want to just make sure this is plain and clear. God damn it, this ain't at nobody. But people out here fucking random niggas and random motherfucking bitches and shit. You ain't wrapping it up. You ain't doing nothing. You out here, oh, he's so cute. Let's fuck. And then next thing you know, 2-3 weeks later or a month later, you scratching and itching, and you don't know who the fuck you got it from. Why? Because you done fucked 15 niggas already.
And some of y'all are taking 3 or 4 loads a night.
Like, damn. Like that. See, I couldn't talk like I wanted to talk because I was in the gym and I saw this old good booty walking past. I was like, ooh, wait. But no, I just feel like, you know, we're so concerned about the wrong thing. And yes, it's good for us to have education as black men. And I applaud that young black man for getting his education, because at the end of the day, we worried about some fucking heels. But that bitch graduated motherfucking high school. I mean, not high school, but he graduated college. Half y'all niggas that's out here worried about shit ain't even got y'all motherfucking diploma. Now, damn.
They didn't got a GED. They only had a
y'all ain't got a motherfucking GED, but you worried about some fucking heels and some pumps and some fucking fingernails. I'm like, damn, baby, at least he got his degree. Oh, bitch. Okay, hold the fuck on now. Wait a minute. Oh, bitch, hold up. Thank you, sugar. All right. That's my thought, y'all. That's my thoughts about it. I mean,
you can't read this. You can't read this, man, when you living at home in your mama's sewing room. You know.
Oh, you can't read this, man, when you still living in somebody's basement, girl.
You can't do it.
Father God.
You can't read this, bitch. You still smoking cigars in the motherfucking basement, bitch. You sucking on cigars, imagine about sucking on danglings, bitch. You can't read this motherfucker. He just got his degree and about to go probably work for somebody's fucking law firm and make probably 6 figures more than what you ever will see in your goddamn lifetime. Now, y'all please make that motherfucking shit make sense. Now,
but that's the tragic.
I get it. I get it. You know, it you know, it's a macho organization. Well, bitch, let me tell you something. In these organizations, I'm not gonna do all this what I want to do because I know what I'm doing, and that is this. A lot of things go on in every organization. Hell, just like it go on in the church. You want to be an elder in the church, you gotta represent a certain way. Bitch, I was always told, you know what I'm saying? Just you can do what you want to do, just don't let nobody find out about it. And it's the same way in these organizations. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. Just make sure don't nobody find out and it don't make the organization look bad. Bitch, you could be a whole married man and like to suck dick, but don't make sure don't nobody find out about it.
Don't do it in your Greek letter.
Don't do it in your Greek. Bitch, don't put your Kappa gear on. Don't put your alpha gear on, sucking dingling and plowing dick, and don't put your paraphernalia on. Just be you. Just be you, because we don't want nobody to see this and then be like, hey, he a who? He's a
don't suck no dick. Don't suck no dick in your daddy pulpit.
don't suck dick in your daddy pulpit, baby. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Suck dick in the parking lot, not in the pulpit.
Oh God.
But you know, Josh, what you were describing is is a parallel dimension to also what we see within the Black church, where everybody can be the head pastor in charge, from the ex-murderer to the ex-con
Yep.
to the
Yep.
ex-thief to the
Yep.
ex-womanizer to the ex-whore to the ex-prostitute, but let you be queer and a gay minister.
Yep.
The church will open
Yep.
up the floods of hell and push you into it. And so we see how deep the homophobia is in the Black community. That shit is deep down in the psyche
Absolutely.
of Black America. And I'm gonna say
Absolutely.
this. I think where it came from is, I think that our initial experience of homosexuality was really polarizing as slaves, because we got to understand that when Black folk were imported here, their relationship to homosexuality became the experience of white slave masters bucking and breaking Black men in the yards in front of their women, in front of their
And their
male
children.
peers, and in front of their children, as a humiliation tactic. And then when the conquistador, cave dwelling, Mayflower driving ship motherfuckers pulled up here, they also handed Africans Christianity. And so Black
Yeah.
people tried to cope with the sexual trauma of Black men being sexually abused by white men in America. So the Black church went harder on the issue of same gender lovingness of anything, because what they had visually ingrained and tattooed in their consciousness was homosexuality is connected to rape, abuse, and sexual deviancy. And when we grew and those slaves, quote unquote, got their slave papers, we never went back and corrected it. We never readdressed it. We conflated two things that are not exclusive to one another.
You better talk,
Subconscious.
you better talk you better talk your shit, man. You better talk
If
your
we
shit.
really now, if we really go back and we think about it, you know, people try to say, "Oh, Mario Concha, y'all trying to justify somebody's sin." Well, let me tell y'all something. Before there was colonizers, homosexuality was all up and through the Black and brown communities, up in these tribes and everything. It was there. And nobody judged anybody because it was there. Matter of fact, to be very honest with you, people who got married, and this is facts, people who got married didn't fuck until they wanted to make babies. And they was too busy having sex with men, and the only time they went to go have babies is that's when they went to their wife. And then when we got ready to go across the ship and come over here, and white men began to fuck handsome looking Black men, we equated that type of relationship with something that was negative, traumatizing, because all we can think of is what was done to us on our way over here. Amen.
Amen.
Well,
see,
right now, there's a video series called Hidden Colors. I've seen a couple of them. They're really good. It's called Hidden Colors. Well, they just announced their latest installment. Their latest installment is called Buck Breaking. And they've got all of these scholars, all of these noted scholars and intellectuals on to talk about buck breaking. The only thing is, when they talk about buck breaking, they use it and they expound on it, and they move it in the conversation of today and gay men today. And the conversation should always be, historical, but let's put it in context. Yes, buck breaking did happen, but they make it seem like buck breaking is a DNA thing, or it's in our DNA, and that's what happened. That's why we're all gay right now. And you have to clarify, and they don't clarify. So I seen a preview of it, and it's like, y'all, come on, y'all can do better than this, because y'all make it seem like buck breaking is genetic, and it caused all of us to be gay now, and that's not accurate.
Oh, they they are dead ass wrong for conflate or for using sodomy as a way or buck breaking in the
Well,
black community
here's
as
the
a
thing.
way to explain the
Conscious,
effeminized.
they are dead wrong. They are dead wrong, but when you think about it, like, I mean, if we take a poll and just begin to ask people, like, how many, if you're gay or same gender loving, are you that way because someone touched you? Are you that way because you were raped or touched as a child or whatever? Are you that way? And if you can raise your hand and say, yes, I promise you that there are more people in this chat, there are more people in this world that are of same gender loving, and they were never touched, fondled, took back there in the choir room, as Thais would say. There are more people that are just that way because they just are. Y'all got to stop
Yeah, I
saying
wouldn't.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
because I got a lady.
I was never. Yeah, ain't nobody ever touched my ass. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody touched me.
It's just some
I like
people.
it.
It's just they have to admit it, and they don't want to admit it. It's just some people that just like dick. They just like dick.
Look, I have to agree, Ty. Like me, God organically gave me throw that ass energy and throw that dick energy. I just
Hold on,
got
wait a
organic. I just
Wait a
got
minute.
organic,
Constant said organic, bitch.
it's organic. That's just the way God built my builtness. Is I got natural throw that ass, throw that dick energy. So it just is what it is.
So you another Thais, huh? Your shit makes sense on gravy too, huh?
Well, see, Conscious. No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that because you know they sit up here. They love.
You know what?
They
don't do it.
They love
King.
when me and Conscious go back and forth. So I ain't gonna do that tonight.
Don't you do it. But just going back to the
wait a minute, Conscious, you ain't answer my question.
what?
Oh, so your shit like Thais, it makes sense on gravy, huh?
Leave me out of all this. Leave me out of this.
Look, I plead the motherfucking fifth, okay? I just want to proceed on down this road. But this going back,
I just don't understand when they do them DVDs why everything it's a gay agenda and we're gay and it's the destruction of the black family. Like, girl, it's a lot of things a lot of things that are tearing up the black family, daughter. You know, and gay people, you know, like we're not number one on that list. We're not.
We ain't even in the top 5 on that list.
You know,
but the person who made the video,
I love debunking and fighting with church people because I'm from church. I love when people say, "Oh, gays is messing up the black home. Gays is doing this. Homosexuality is it's a sin and God hates it. It's an abomination." And I'm just like, y'all love to use that Bible to spew a whole lot of hate. Y'all love to talk. Yes, y'all main go-to is homosexuality. But I don't never hear y'all black asses talking about premarital sex. Bitch, y'all rather see a girl fucking and popping out babies, and y'all don't have no problem with that. Y'all rather see a girl throw that ass and pussy in a circle and be the church thought, but y'all got a whole problem with a gay man who, listen, I'm a whole gay man, as I told y'all. Y'all believe that. Y'all believe what I said. Y'all believe that. But bitch, it'll be a fucking of putting somebody in a box. Y'all love it. I am a same gender loving man that happens to think that everybody, well, not everybody, but thinks that men one life, and whatever you choose to love, be in love with, be attracted to, you make your penis jump to, make your coochie get wet to, whatever you make your pussy make his own gravy to, bitch, that's on you. Bitch, I don't have to live with you. I don't go home with you. I don't sleep in the bed with you at night. So me personally, while I'm sitting up here worried about what you do at home in your bedroom, bitch, it don't make me shit. What you eat don't make me shit. It don't make me piss. And again,
we're not breaking up. We're not breaking up nobody
y'all
home.
Y'all throwing the Bible around, but bitch, I don't have to stand before the Creator for you. And
Exactly.
Hey man.
I ain't never. Tay said we ain't breaking up nobody's homes. I ain't never broke up nobody's homes. I might have fucked up a couple of apartments, but I never broke up a home.
Listen, you know what I tell them, Conscious? I tell these people like this. Look, lady. I say it like this. Listen, lady. Your husband was coming over here, but even before y'all was married.
Father.
We need him.
Your husband was coming over here before y'all was married. I'm not breaking up no homes.
Because, baby, I can testify. I can tell a whole lot of people, baby, before your husband got married, baby, he was over here sucking this dick. Now, don't you come at me sideways, so, baby, I can tell you a few stories, niece.
Ooh.
Honey, before you
Like-
had them
like
3, 4
on-
kids, baby, your husband was
Like on
taking my
Pose.
kids. How about that?
Ooh. Like
They
on
love
Pose.
them- Them old church mothers love looking at you, talking about you got that old Denise Clark spirit on you.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's fascinating. Wow. Well, I just want to ask the black community, particularly the black straight hetero cisgendered community, where the hell do y'all think y'all freedom would be if it wasn't for queer or LGBT civil rights activists like Gladys Bentley, Marsha P. Johnson, Lori Lightfoot, Bayard fucking Rustin, like who are directly responsible, okay, for laying the foundation for the Martin Luther Kings, for the Malcolm X's, for the Black Panthers, okay, openly queer, LGBT, black civil rights pioneers and activists, okay, who are responsible for the freedoms we have today.
They forget about
Because Martin Luther King was down there in room 306.
Oh,
you know what?
They forgot about Conscious and Thais, that right beside Martin Luther King was a open homosexual
Bayard
man.
Rustin. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They forgot about him.
The
and he was
architect
a
of the-
white man. Well, he was.
Yeah.
His lover was white.
There you go.
That might be a whole nother story.
There's a whole other show.
Or a whole
There's a whole
nother
other show.
But no,
yes.
I wanted to do this live today because tomorrow we are going to have this conversation. I had to text Jay because I want Jay to not be heated and upset about it because
I like when Jay is heated. I thought that was a woman at first. So when he came in the frame, I was like, oh, that's Jay. I like when Jay is angry and Packy. You know, I be turned. So you know, I love other crunk ass people.
I thought that was a woman.
I just want to be able to have a conversation, and we not, you know what I'm saying, fighting about what we disagree with, because at the end of the day, we agree to disagree and we go and we move on and we come back again for another day. That's what we do. Like, I just want people to, and I'm not saying that Jay is like that, but this is what we do all the time, and we have to have these conversations because, again, we are all different. You know, Jay is typically the Meghan McCain of the group.
He is. That's Megan all damn day.
Father God.
That's Megan all damn day.
But you know, that passion is real because, you know, the internalized anti-queerness so many of us had to fight through in order to get to self-acceptance, coupled with still living in a society that reinforces that trauma and the temptation to engage that trauma that we're trying to divorce ourselves from is real. And I think for a lot of queer people, it's just very triggering to see that homophobia, to read that homophobia, to see us in 2021 where we're in interracial relationships and there's so much progressiveness, and yet this antiquated bull crap is still there. And I know it took me, I had to work through like a lot of the religiosity and religious conditioning that I grew up experiencing, and then I had to also make provisions for myself to survive a society that was going to remind me that the work that I did is wrong and an error. And so many queer people are on their own trying to figure this shit out and trying to move through those complexities, and it's sad. And that's why suicidal ideation amongst the LGBT community is 3 times as high as it was just 10 years ago. Like, that's why drug addiction, promiscuity, like our pain body is so active because we're on our own. And so when I hear people like Jay who are like leading the charge and really just turned up about the issue, I feel like I can relate to that, because when I see these things, I'm reminded that, you know what, some queer person is going to take their life tonight because they're reminded that this system doesn't love them and doesn't want them, that some queer person is going to hang themselves, some queer youth is going to be found in the closet of their parents' house because they're reminded constantly in one way or another that they are unwelcomed here. And that does reinforce anger in those who have fought that struggle. And so, you know, I really empathize, and these conversations are definitely necessary, and especially necessary amongst Black same gender loving folk and trans folk. So I appreciate you for holding the space, King, and for allowing me to come up here and talk with you guys. And thank you to the 4 Kings as well for being so accommodating and hospitable to a witch.
What you just said was like a dissertation right there, Conscious. It really was, because so many people don't understand that. We got a lot of people. Now, I don't argue with Jay. I understand Jay's perception, his worldview, and I understand that he's actively in that religious dogma. So once you know that, you don't really, I'm not going to argue with you about a lot of things. We can conversate.
Yeah.
But what you said was so important, Conscious, because there's so many kids out here that just have not had the opportunity to see folks like us. Like, I have the benefit of being taught by Archbishop Carl Bean, Unity Fellowship Church. Everybody didn't have that experience. And these gay affirming churches that they got going around here now, it's not the same as it was when I was going to them. It's not.
Yeah.
So,
baby, it's a whole fuck house. That's what it is.
These young kids is so beneficial. So my thing now is, I'm not arguing with anybody. I've done my work. I'm in a good place. I've done my work. My job now is to tell people how I got over. I'm not going to argue with nobody about high heels. I'm not going to go too deep into that. We can talk about it, but my goal is to tell these young kids, baby, you can make it. Even in heels, you can make it.
Amen.
That's my goal.
You know,
I'm not going to argue 45, 50 minutes about no skirt. No.
Here's my thing. And I'm like you, Thais. I did the work, and I remember when I was no need to, but I remember when I came out to the world, not that I really needed to, because people knew, but it was just affirming to them that I said, this is me. I had to fight for years just to be me. And then what got me was when my mom said, well, Mario, I love you regardless, even though I may not agree, you're my child. When my father said to me, son, I love you, you're my son. I don't care what you do, you're my son. Now, again, granted, I'm not the typical gay man, yes, girl, with purses. I mean, I'm still a nigga at the end of the day, man, whatever. But just to hold the title of same gender loving, and my parents can say that I love you regardless of what you do, period. Everybody doesn't have that. I had to fight in the church just to be accepted. And when I got to the point where I said, fuck you, and how you read your Bible, fuck that too. Because my God that I serve still loves me. And he's the only one that's gonna be judging me. Because bitch, as far as I'm concerned, bitch, I'm gonna see you and you gonna see me up there at the judgment seat. So bitch, while you concerned about where the hell I'm gonna go and these motherfucking cuss words that you're hearing right now, bitch, at the end of the day, we both gonna be standing in line. And bitch, you may go the opposite direction because I am gonna be walking through the motherfucking pearly gates.
Look,
so I had to live through that. I had to live through the trauma of I am anointed, and I can now preach y'all fools that sitting up here on this platform, tune, turn a phrase, and baby, tell them to hit that key and shout the fuck out of y'all and make y'all buck for days. But the moment that I said, hey, I like dudes, then y'all like, oh my God. But on the other side of that, what I was told was, Mario, you would have went farther along had you not said something. You would have, and it made me question, because these were gay men that were telling me things like this. And I'm saying to myself, so y'all want me to be in the closet and down low and go marry some female, or just stay single in the eyes of the people and get down and hate myself for the sake of a damn title, and then hate myself because I can't publicly be happy. And then I went on for years like that. And then I got in a relationship and people dogged my relationship, and I was with somebody who I cherished. And they dogged my relationship and I was happy. But then I'm looking at y'all and I'm like, bitch, your husband got 3 side pieces and you ain't even happy. Because you are looking embarrassed because your husband keep popping up with these babies out of wedlock on your ass, and you got to sit there with your big ass hat on and smile because you don't want to lose your position. And bitch, I'm out here with a whole nigga and I'm happy and I'm paying my motherfucking bills and I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Well,
It's a lot going on down at the Marriott
and the Peabody Hotel and the Peabody and the Sheraton.
Mm-hmm. But what you described though, Giles, that was Sunday's episode of Pose.
Thank you, Thais. Thank you.
Billy Porter comes home to Pittsburgh, and this you up in the pulpit. We used to eat each other up in the park, and you got a whole wife and kids. Oh yeah,
but
too much.
Like a lot of these other wives, his wife knew because she still prayed for him. I see how he looks at you now. I see how he talks to you now. She knew, and a lot of these women in the church, they know. But they don't want to look like, but like Mario said, they don't want to lose their position.
Baby, she told Pray, she said, can you tell me how to love my husband? She said, Pray said, your husband is a gay man. He's a homosexual. Honey, there's nothing you can do.
And you know it.
That's why with Donnie McClurkin said, I don't know how to love a woman. No, you don't.
Correct.
Correct, Armando Neves.
Are you serious?
Baby.
But he don't know how to love himself. That's why he can't love a woman or anybody. He wouldn't love anybody right because he can't love himself.
Well, I blame the heterosexual community for the down low community. As long as y'all want homophobia, y'all are going to manifest down low men, because that's what homophobia defaults some men to, is being on the down low. And I really want people to really understand like how real and traumatizing homophobia is. Some men, especially because mostly the down low community is made up of a lot of masculine men. Homophobia really witch hunts against, the more masculine you are, it goes in extremes. Homophobia witch hunts against very, very effeminate men and very, very masculine, same gender loving men, because patriarchy looks at the masculine gay men and say, how in the hell can you be that close to heteronormative behavior and be that close to heterosexuality and all your masculinity and still take a dick in your ass, nigga? And then on the other end, they look at the extreme effeminate man and say, how in the hell could you give up all your damn male privilege to the point that if I didn't visually see you, I would just think from the way you act, from the way you sound, from all the goddamn bangles on your wrist, that you was a whole damn woman. And so there's an extreme response. And look, there was a case, I don't know whether it was last year or year before last, when that woman had walked in. She had forgot her phone at her homeboy's house, and then she came back and she saw that he was having sex with another man. And then she tried to blackmail them and tried to get them to pay her
Yes.
$5K.
Yes.
Mhm.
And,
They tried,
she got killed.
and they killed her ass because that's how real the fear of being outed in the black community. Look, if that's the level of fear that people are fucking wrestling with in they being, we have fucked up with the way we've dealt with sexuality and its nuance. If people would rather kill you than stand in their damn truth, if somebody would rather murder another human being, that's not only a reflection of that person, that's a reflection of the culture itself. We got an issue.
Yes.
And y'all can't keep just laying it all at the door of J.L. King when he went on Oprah. You know, because they like to lay a lot of blame on J.L. King. But you know, listen, there's a lot of internal work we have to do as a people
Absolutely.
to deal with that. Why are people DL? Why do they go to the lengths of having to murder somebody?
Yeah.
Right. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
The deep shit. It's deep. But I want to thank
it's-
y'all.
but
I
I
do
feel-
got to haul ass. I just want to say thank y'all for accommodating me. I'll be in the bushes. I got to get in these streets. But I'll definitely be.
Yeah, because you
I'm
got to
gonna be
go
tuning-
report on some more stuff tonight.
Look, when y'all going live tomorrow?
We go tomorrow.
Supposedly 8:30.
8:30. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll be in the building.
All right.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Listen, I know London. I don't know where Sister Girl is. Jay had to go.
Megan
was in
McCain.
his feelings at the moment.
These
Megan
girls,
McCain was in her
these girls
feelings.
are vicious. The kids are vicious.
Megan McCain.
And you know, we love Jay. You know, one thing I have learned about Jay is, and this is not even to be mean or anything. One thing I do know about Jay is that Jay is Jay. Not even putting his sexuality out. Jay is Jay.
Unapologetic.
And where Jay is in his life, where he is in his life is where he is in his life. And it's not for us to beat him up or try to make him get it or whatever, because we get it in our own timing. You know, I got it. What I came through and went through, and then I saw other people come through, they got it in their own timing. Because in the church, I was beat up. Like, not really, but I was beat up by the kids. You know, they was all types of sucking dick at the hotel, and I'm out here just really being saved. And I wasn't out here at the conventions having sex. I went to the you know what? Let me take it back. I had sex at an AIM convention one time. One time. That was it. One time.
Oh, you should have went
Oh,
to the
that was
GMWA. You would have got in.
Hold on.
We need him.
So
That's where it goes down at
So-
GMWA. That's where it goes
oh
down.
God. They tried to get me to come to a GMWA. I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Ooh, baby, when it came to Chicago, summer of '92, baby, that was a fun summer.
So listen, I'm glad we were able to have
Great conversation.
this
Great conversation.
Huh?
That was a good conversation.
It was really good. I'm
It
glad
was.
we were able to have it, and people were able to, you know, hear it out, because again, you know, we come from different perspectives, and so it was good to just hear everybody's perspective. So I mean, that was good. I hope everybody in the comments enjoyed this hour and 48 minutes of discussion. It was funny because, you know, I thought we was gonna have a knockdown dragger. Hey, Prince. Hey, Boo Boo Boo.
Well, I'm glad we didn't. I thought me and Jay was gonna get to it, but because me and Jay been arguing about this all damn week.
Yes, Delvon. Delvon said that we love Jay. He just hitting some nerves, you know.
Well, that's Megan McCain. Jay is Megan.
Yeah. Somebody
Nice.
somebody just inboxed me and said, "Can we swap Jay for Conscience?" We're not gonna give it to nobody here at the King God Show.
Y'all not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
First of all,
Don't do
Conscience
that.
has its own platform. We're not doing that here.
Listen, the purpose of us, the four kings,
Y'all a
King
mess.
Jazz and the four kings,
Ain't they messy?
we all have different thoughts. Y'all, I'm finna take me a shower and I can sit up here and sweat it or in front of all these menses at the gyms and the camera. But the purpose is that we all have our different thoughts and opinions on the show. Well, am I froze? We have our different thoughts and opinions. Huh?
I said, no, I see you. I hear you.
You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have our different thoughts and opinions as it relates to, you know, what we think and how we feel about certain things. But we don't throw people away because they don't agree with what we agree with and they don't like what we like and they don't eat what we eat. That's the purpose of the show. We are different men. MEN. We are different men. That's what we bring difference to the show. If we all came on and said we agreed, that wouldn't be no show.
It would be no fun. Right.
Somebody said that's a good idea. Y'all really got an issue. Y'all stop. Y'all gotta stop. Oh,
Jay is here to stay. He's not going nowhere.
Dita can't do. That's a good idea. Get rid of Jay. Baby, when I tell you something, baby, some of the girls are not here for Jay.
Baby, don't do that. I love Jay. I love it. Jay has been my little brother. We go back and forth, but I love him because he's his own person. He don't give a damn what you think. He think what he think.
Yeah, Jay is all right. Jay's all right with me. You know, nice gowns, beautiful gowns. You know, beautiful gowns, nice gowns. Where did King go?
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, my connection.
That was hilarious. Nice gowns, beautiful gals.
So listen,
Jay's all right with me.
Let's we got our topics now. Thais and Kyrie, I'm finishing up our intros. So y'all got y'all intros for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, good. We have our stories together.
Yeah,
we got our stories together.
So I know y'all love us. We love y'all. We finna get off here because I'm quite sure y'all don't want to see y'all down in the comments. Don't want to see me in them showers and cans on.
Child, I can name somebody in the comments that do, but I ain't gonna say nothing. Join us. Well, join me tonight on Candid Conversations on your way over to the Thais After Dark. Stop by Candid Conversations tonight, and then head on.
Stop by tonight. I'll be on Facebook Live. Stop by.
Love
Thais After Dark, 7:30.
My show starts at 9:30 tonight, so special time. It's 9:30.
It's not for church folks. It's not for if you say sanctified YPWW. It's not for y'all.
Yes. Young people, Willings workers, period.
The Sunshine Band.
And mine
is not for y'all, but
mine is a cocktail out. Bring your cocktails.
What's your topic tonight, Kyrie?
We're doing cocktail hours. I'm doing. Me and Daniel gonna talk about. I'm giving scenarios to the audience. You know, like what would you do? How would you handle this situations? And have libations. And it's gonna be a good conversation.
I'm going to be talking about the pastor. This one pastor just came out and said that he knew the Hillsong pastor was a hoe, Carl Lentz. Okay, well, girl, if you knew he was a hoe, why did nobody set him down?
Money.
He walking around with Justin Bieber with no drawers on and shit. I mean,
right? That's what it is.
It's like, come on, y'all. It's almost like the thing with Brian Korn, where they didn't do nothing until they had to do something.
Here's the thing about that, y'all. A lot of time they don't sit these preachers down until it just gets out of hand. And then sometimes it gets out of hand and they don't do anything until it's just too much to bear. These people bring in lots of money. Some of them are very attractive and they're cute. They got a little wife and everything like that, and they bring in good money. They can speak well and everything, and they will go on. as long as what they're doing is not affecting the congregation and the tithes and offerings and carrying on. Listen, we're gonna go on. Listen, there's a pastor. This man is so handsome, little white man. What's his name? Stephen Furtnock, whatever, just look short and handsome. And I'm like, what if something came out about him? They're not gonna do nothing because why? He's good. He's very eloquent with his words, eloquent with speech. And maybe they're gonna be like, oh no, that's not him. He's a good guy. And quite sure he probably is a good guy.
Exactly. I just don't know if you knew he was back there in the brown van, why didn't you say something?
Because of that money, he bring in money. He bring in good money.
It's the same
now
way.
You want to go to Inside Edition.
It's the same way with John Gray. Like them folks, let me tell you something. They're gonna follow John Gray till kingdom come. I mean, John Gray bringing some money.
He's still preaching.
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
I don't see him on nothing. He must not be invited to much.
Well, Oprah cut him off. We ain't seen him on.
Oh yeah, Oprah said, "Oh no, ma'am."
Oprah said, "Not on my watch."
Baby,
Well, listen, I know I am East Coast time. East Coast time, it is 5:57. Thais, you are in California, so you're 3 hours behind me.
Baby, it's 2:57.
And
I
Kyrie,
missed the West Coast. I'm on East Coast time. It's 5:57.
Okay, so you got to get ready for your show in about a couple of hours. So listen, y'all get ready to go and join the show. I'm gonna step in for a little minute. I got to prepare for tomorrow's show. So anyways, I love y'all. Y'all have a great night. And y'all make sure y'all go support everybody's show, okay? Y'all down in them comments. Y'all, we is a mixture of everybody's platform. We are a mixture of everybody's platform. Thais Report and Candid Conversation, London supporters and Jay supporters. We are a mixture. We are all family and we support each other.
And Jay's not going nowhere. He's the Gene Terrell of the Supreme. He's the Gene Terrell of the Supreme.
Yeah, we have to spank Jay from time to time, but he gonna be all right.
Right.
Bye, y'all.
Good night, everybody.